Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. So, I'm gonna have to give a bit of a disclaimer. Um, if you like this episode and you don't really want to sit there and hear um some of my more unfavorable opinions, probably stop watching right now. Okay? I don't usually do this, but I felt it was important to give a heads up because I know everyone saw this episode in a different light. Okay? So if you're one of those people that's just like, you know what, this episode was great. I don't really want to. I'm not doing it. I would understand. I think the girl's name is Lakia. She does all four soap operas, Monday through Friday. So yeah, she's she's a lot more nicer than I am. For anyone that stayed, let's get into it. Jesus Christ, this episode was bad. This episode was, I don't know what direction that they want to go with this episode, but it was just bad all around. Okay, it was bad all around. No one needed to sit there and see Hope and Liam tell Eric and Brooke. I mean, I felt like they could have kind of did that off screen as far as telling them that Finn is alive. Because the only thing that they do after that is just like, oh, Finn is alive. That's going to be so great for Steffi, the kids and everything like that. And, Hope is all like, oh, maybe this will get a happy ending. I'm just like, shut your dumb. I felt like their presence. Oh, and Thomas was there too. I felt like their presence was just so pointless that I know that different characters have to play what I like to call the fall guy or I don't want to say the time waster, even though that's literally what they are, but the filler. Okay? I get it. But they really was not necessary in this episode at all. They just talked about how great it was for them to reunite. Okay, that's cool. I didn't need a full episode of them eating pizza and just kind of rehashing the same things that they done said, just in a different light. Just completely pointless. Um, when Ridge and Taylor go down there to see the therapist or the person that's running in charge, she's like, yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't really know where Steffi's at. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? You have flown halfway across the world. Girl, you better give us something. Like, what? It's like, oh, well, sometimes she comes and she goes, and, just right now, right now, at this particular moment, we don't know where she's at. All right. So it doesn't sound like she just left. It just sounded like she took a walk, like she said. Damn, you made it sound so dramatic, like her kids there. She's not gonna. Now, Bill wanna calling Reg, and at first Reg was like, "Yo, man, I don't got time to play games." But he told them to put him on speakerphone and have Finn talk to both of them to let them know that they're alive. So everyone was happy. Everyone was happy. They were glad. Got to the hotel. They hung out. Hell, even Ridge thanked Bill. I know that they got an extensive history, either before I was born or way before I even thought about watching soap operas. They got a history. With that being said, it was genuinely nice to sit there and see, Riz thank Bill and Bill being like, nah, listen, you don't owe me anything. This is just, it was a good, it was needed. It was necessary. And that's why he did it. He did it because he could. So, at a nice little moment. So, if you were ever, hoping for them to actually be somewhat civil, well, this was the time. After that, Finn, hung out with the kids and everything like that. But then he had to sit there and go and look for Steffi. Now, Steffi, throughout this episode, I feel like the scenes was just so over the top and so over dramatic. She's turning around and she's in this black dress and she has her shades on and she's doing, and they're playing like the music that they would play. I don't know whenever soap operas are going around 1970s or like when it was like super soapy, like when you're watching it and you know that you're watching a soap opera. If that makes any sense, like it's just the music is just overly dramatic. They're acting overly dramatic. Like this was like classic soap opera feel and vibe. And I guess the parts that just it didn't work for me was just like this isn't 1982 or 19 whenever the hell this show was actually made. Whenever you sit there and do soap operas like that, this is we're not in that era. Okay, get CBS has its style. Okay, but with a show as so modern as well, all these shows and people with cell phones and things of that nature, and then they decide to just go back in time and be like, oh well, it just didn't work. It looked silly, and it was definitely difficult to take this somewhat serious. And I know it's a soap opera, but honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't. Here's the thing: it's hard for me to sit there and give soap operas a certain amount of leeway because, well, a lot of shows are soap operas. A lot of shows have soap opera elements that make them soap operas. People can sit there and pretend that they're not watching soap opera all they want, but they're watching the damn soap opera. Okay? But yeah, so Ben is out on the streets or whatever. Apparently, he's up, he's ready to move. He's gone. He's sitting there looking for Steffi, and Steffi is like looking over the water or the ocean or whatever. She has her shades on, and he turns on. And he's like, Steffi. Now he doesn't say it loud enough, so I don't even know at this point if she turns around and it's just some woman in a black dress. But I'm assuming it's you know how sometimes they'll sit there and make it seem like it's somebody, but then it's not. Um, it's like just when she's about to turn around. Oh, the episode's over. I laughed my ass off. I was like, "That's a good one. You guys, you guys got a sense of humor. I like that. I can respect that. I mean, this episode was just." um, here's the thing. When I sit there and say this episode was bad, I've seen bad episodes where I just was angry. I don't mean it was bad in the sense of like this was stupid, this was boring, this was a waste of time. I didn't like any of the characters. I don't mean it was bad like that. I mean like it was bad where we were just like half of the cast didn't even need to be there. To be honest, they were just there to be there, just being time fillers. Steffi being overly dramatic, just over the top. Um, just what I'm saying, like there was little moments where it was like it was okay, like Bill and being there and just really helping out and Ridge and stuff like that. But like even Finn seeing his kids, that was nice. Okay, that was a nice little moment. You know, so I enjoyed that part, but everything else was just like, what am I watching? Like what is what is this? Uh it's the bold and the beautiful. That's what it is. This show will take me on a ride sometimes where I'm just like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but I'll go for the ride, better or worse, until it annoys me. Put it that way. I feel like that's about it for the most part. Yeah, I feel like that's about it. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. I know I've been saying this repetitively throughout most of my reviews, but like I said, the video is out now. So if you was there for the chat. I really do appreciate it. Live with me, James, and DC. Great, great talk that we had. 2 hours. Because time just seemed like it just flew by. Next thing I know, I'm in New York, so it's 11 o'clock, and I'm like, oh wait, I gotta wake up at like 3:30. Wow. But then we wound up talking for like 30 minutes after. It was a great video. We had a lot of fun. Definitely check it out. I will try. I know I put it in my. Pretty sure I put it in my JH review, but I'm gonna sit there and put it in this review since I'm thinking about it now. And yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see everyone in the next video. Have a great weekend. I keep forgetting it's Friday.